The novel's called Building a Coven. I was just offered a flower on a stem of thorns by a slack-jawed hillbilly. I was just offered a flower on a stem of thorns by a slack-jawed hillbilly bitch. Excuse my French. I am constantly buried in esoteric metaphors. The beauty of the mind, the rose bloom, the lotus, suspended above a thorny stem of flesh. She gave me sincere advice as I left, and to scratch her, said I might be a millionaire, and to think of her if I am. I lament being so cruel in my aesthetic evaluation. My joint is all but gone. I have gotten stoned almost 10 times, never taking more than 2 hits, as now. The sun rebels against its enslavement. Hades brings forth the fires of the night. Hades brings forth the fires of the night. I am apex exhausted, weary beyond imagine. People who can endure these conditions for decades are either nihilists or deeply unwell. Surely we are many generations bred out of such nomadic conditions. If you don't care at all what your life amounts to, if smoking meth until you talk to the air for 5 straight hours is the only joy you need, or your schizophrenia enslaves you inside, it must be a miserable ride for so many of those unfortunates I spend that time with. No purpose or drive, a body, able more often than not, without direction. I know it must always be this way. The necessity of strata. A singularity is not life. It is a perturbation within life, and therefore always similar, never the same. I continue to reflect back on the lotus petals I saw floating in the boggy body of water along the roadside yesterday morning. No bloom, November, but in seeing them, I saw the beauty of the symbol, the blossom rising through the deep waters, emerging in the open air, of truth, of light, as man, in the best of times, I mean. I know I need to head where my blanket is. It is perhaps a 20-minute walk from here, heading out of town, maybe 30. I must go back at least one more day. I'll post my letters tomorrow and speak to who I can about stealing a bed, if only for a night or 2. I awoke 1 hour ago, at 4 a.m, in the same dumpster I slept behind the previous evening, to a single drop of rain on my head just as before. I was considering how much warmer it is tonight than last night, and when I felt the drop it all made sense. The insulation of the clouds overhead kept the temperature trapped. I am reminded of Alaska, where the coldest days of winter, sub-zero, always have the pure, clear sky above. All the moisture in the air has fallen as snow, but as now, here, when clouds blanket the great north, the temperature is always a little more manageable. Bolting upright as fast as my weary body allows, I shuffled everything together and set out towards Humboldt proper. The rain never came, which is a blessing, as now I have the awning in the evening in the event the storm arrives, but it seems calm enough. I have a lot on my mind. These last 36 hours have revealed so much. Trust is such a peculiar thing. 6 people, 2 sets of 3, each Magus concentrating and casting these psychic shadows to manipulate me, each one directing their counterpart. Alistair with Clay, Annabella with Q, Willow with Lisa. The effort is staggering to consider. It costs a lot. The price is high, though I cannot say definitively what it is for any of us. I cursed her on principle. To say, get the fuck out of my head and entertain yourself. I am not a monkey in a cage. I've always been sure that love conquers all, and it does. It has to. It is the only active force in creation. Life always giving of itself, the Ouroboros. Such elaborate tactics, all to avoid simple sincerity, human camaraderie. We have so much in common, all of us. What a mess. The lights have been turned on, harsh hospital lights over the pumps. The nice lady and, I assume, her husband have pulled up and appear to be opening the store. She is very generous and never shuffles me anywhere else. The town has, in truth, yielded mostly kind encounters. I have often been questioned as to my comfort, and at the least been offered kind salutations. Money, not much, but twice now, out of charity, if compelled by pity. I don't know if the booze helped yesterday. I'm aching so much I needed to drink more to have it do anything beyond a brief head change. Variations in latitude. Now I have a good Coven buzz. The dawn, maybe 1 hour from now, inches its way towards the inevitable return of the sun. I have my 2 letters, and the shelter nonprofit opens in a few hours around the same time as the post office and the library. I post the letters, go talk to these people. Maybe I can take a shower, the first one in quite some time. I know I'll have to write all of them, which is to say, I don't have to do anything. I suspected last night someone, Willow, fantasized about me blowing my head off. I've often fantasized about suicide, but I'm a coward. Is it their design, their intent, to destroy me? The why. Obviously, the easiest to answer is boredom, which I think must be true for Willow. And though they all know how well read I am, it is also obvious that they were, and still are, affronted by my perception. I have searched for the light of universal truth in the crucible of the mind's eye for almost a decade, seeking stillness, seeking pathways to redemption. And so, when she came at those evil hours to attempt to pilfer my sleeping mind, of course I saw her immediately. I knew what it was. Witchcraft. Sorcery. It is a peculiar corruption, having the means but no depth. A surface manipulation, grounded in all the qualities these forces should be most free of. It's one thing to read a palm and make a buck, wear the gypsy costume, look through your scrying stone, and by cheating glances at the desperation in your clientele's eyes, be able to tell them what they want to hear. The future is better than yesterday and now. Your dog wags its tail in heaven. Your grandmother loves you and is watching over you. These things are harmless, and in truth may be a blessing to some lost person seeking meaning. But to actively engage is deep ritualistic mind-reading psychic theft. Purely for the thrill of the trespass, must be nothing beyond evil. What a hobby. What a way to define yourself. Dawn emerges. The pink upon cirrus touch the psychic mists of morning, so says Ignatius. Steady traffic. The beginning of the week. 3 days to Thanksgiving. My 3rd in a row I will likely be alone through. Last night I was afraid to close my eyes, haunted by insight, mystical rhapsody. I have so much I could say, but I have to think, be quiet, seek truth where it lives. My depression spikes. I could just waste away. I've had multiple lifetimes worth of experiences. Nothing seems real to me. I am upset. I still have 2 hours before anything opens. The library and post office in an hour and a half, but the time drags. No serenity, no love, no peace of mind, no family, no friends, no father figures, no connection in anything beyond the page, music, poetry, God. I have always felt alien, apart, removed. The writer's born is surely a zenith, however fleeting. I can remember making a 30-second horror film many years ago, Death by Tire Gauge. A door-to-door tire gauge salesman gets his jugular ruptured by an overpressurized tire gauge he demonstrates his wear on. It was funny. It is funny, if extant somewhere. We shot it in front of a Frank Lloyd Wright house. They were very accommodating, allowing us to use the threshold so long as we didn't interrupt the tour. And while I had to exclaim to the public at large a loud, blood-curdling scream was imminent, it was a fun time. Thoughts coagulate and dissipate. All my favorite memories involve the arts. I don't know what I want to say. 1 hour until I can post my letters. The weather is a kind of perfect. Smoking one of my last 4 cigarettes, I am appalled at the condition of my hands, my body overall. Grime exterior to match my clouded soul. Aching. The pain of it all, within as without. Everything is upside down. I feel alone. I am alone.